Hi, 6th to 8th graders. So this video is going to be like a little tutorial for you on how to access everything for music in Google Classroom. Now, I hear that you guys use this a ton upstairs with your teachers and in other classes, so I feel like you guys are going to have the easiest time adjusting to this whole process. So probably don't need to give you too much instruction on what to do. But I do want to walk you through like the links to Quaver and everything so you're prepared. One thing I do want to mention to all 6th to 8th graders is that regardless if you're in our choir class or in general music, you will all do these lessons while we're away from school, okay? It's just going to be, I think, too difficult to have a choir class that's meaningful over the internet where we can't all meet at the same exact time every single week. And I don't have a piano. So those things kind of change everything about that. So you're going to join in on the general music lessons for a while. Hopefully we get back to school on April 20th and we can pick up choir where we were, okay? So here's what you'll want to do. Everything's going in Google Classroom, just like all of the other classes you'll have. So it's all in the same place. So here are all my classes that I teach. Since I made them all the same 6th to 8th, I'll just click on 8th grade, second period, but everyone will see the same thing. So you'll go to classwork, and what specials have done made it really easy for you is we have music, art, physical education, STEM, everything in one spot. So you don't have like a million classes to track through. So when you get into your specials folder for 8th grade or 7th or 6th, click on music, and it's going to bring up everything for that week. Okay, here's that welcome video that hopefully you've already watched. And then next I'll put this video that I'm making now for you. But then every week, this is like the big thing you're going to want to look at before you get into everything. Here's where like I'll do like a little intro to the lesson and what you need to do. And then here's the Google Doc that has your step-by-step instructions. I made it as easy as I possibly could because I know you guys are busy doing everything else and don't have, all the resources we'd have at school. So basically, I'll just summarize this for you. You can read it. It just says, please use everything here to do your lesson. I'm going to post one lesson on Monday of each week, and you're going to have until Friday to do everything. So you don't need to sit down and do all of this at once. Do it when you can, okay? Trying to make it as flexible as I can. But since I see 6th to 8th graders 40 minutes a week, you have about 40, 50 minutes of work here to do for every week. So keep that in mind. Sometimes it might take a little more if you have questions to answer and things, but I'm giving you 5 full days. So it's not, I don't think I'm asking like too much, okay? If you do turn in any assignments I make by Friday, you're going to get full credit for doing it as long as it looks like you put some effort into it, okay? If you don't turn it in, though, on Progress Book, it's going to show up missing like I always do, and that reads as a 0 until you turn it in. If you turn it in pretty close to Friday, then, I'll probably give you the full points. But if you're turning stuff in way, way late, and unless there's an issue I know of, you're going to get reduced points. So make sure you're keeping up on all of that work. You have 5 days to do it, so I think you can do this, okay? If there are any questions or concerns about what we're doing or you don't understand, always email me, okay? I will be happy to help you. Okay, open up the Google Doc. It'll take you to a new page. For this first week, I have lots of information for you and your parents, just kind of about how this is all going to work. But here is an important part. I have office hours now Monday through Friday, and I'll have those 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So for those hours, I will be sitting right here with my computer open, volume on, so I hear any alerts or emails or anything. And I can just answer those questions for you right on the spot of your email, or email me and say, Mr. B, like, I'm not understanding this. Can we do a Google Hangout, and I'll walk you through it over the Skype, okay? So that's that. But let's look at, like, here's your procedure. This is what you'll need to do for that first week, okay? So yeah, tomorrow we start on Thursday, March 19th, and you have until the 27th, which is next Friday, to do everything. Okay, some kids I think watch this, but now since I have choir kids in this is like the best starting point for this. So we're talking about the musical time periods in history. Each week we're going to walk through the next one. Okay, so starting the earliest one we'll all talk about here is the Baroque period. So you're going to watch the Baroque episodes, like 15 minutes. I will record myself, my screen doing the Baroque episode, so it'll record that, and then I can post it on Classroom for you. I'll have that by a couple hours from now. So you'll watch that, and then there is an assignment that will go with it that I'm going to post here pretty soon. You'll have a few questions to answer while you're watching it, and you can just answer that as you go. Maybe pause the video when you need, and then turn that in. Here's a listening map. So we're going to be listening to the Four Seasons, but not the spring one that I know you all love to listen to in the art room. We're going to be listening to autumn, so a different one of the seasons. I have the YouTube link here. It'll take you to the song by Antonio Vivaldi, a big composer from Baroque period. And go to 7:10 in the video, and that's where we'll want to be for this activity. So here is the listening map. While you're listening, use these images to follow along with that melody. So the listening map will trace the highs and lows of the melody and kind of the rhythm. And it helps you kind of follow along and know what's going on in the music. So there's those screenshots for you of that. What you're going to do then with this activity, this should be kind of fun, I think, is you can choose any song. It can be any song that is maybe it is a classical song like the one you're going to do with the practice, or you can pick something from the radio as long as it's school appropriate, okay? Listen to part of that song, probably the chorus or refrain that comes back over and over, and I want you to draw your own listening map to follow along the melody and rhythm of that song. If you can do it digitally, like a Google Draw or something that you're using for art, and then you can submit it that way, that would be cool. But if not, just do it on a piece of paper and maybe submit like a photo, a picture of it or something. If not, we'll work on that, figure that out. All right, and then here's like the main thing I wanted to show you in this video. A lot of times you're going to have an activity on Quaver. You know, we use Quaver a lot, especially in general music. So you're always going to get this link here. So you click the link. It's going to open up to a new page. It should look like this. I put that here for you so you can see. Just go ahead and copy the class code every time there's an activity and go ahead and paste it back in here and go. This is going to open up to whatever activity that you should be working on. So it's kind of easy. It takes you right there. So in this case, we're talking to Bach. I'm sure you've heard of Johann Sebastian Bach, one of the main composers from the Baroque period. Right under here, I will always put your instructions, okay? So you're just going to walk through each of these tabs as you go. There is a little quiz at the end. I won't be grading this or checking it, but you know, this later on we might have a quiz about all of this. So it might be nice for you to really take time and maybe jot down notes about these answers, because I may or may not be using these types of quizzes to come up with our actual test. So we'll hint there for you. All right, but that's really all I think I wanted to go through. If this seems confusing or you're not understanding what types of things I want you to submit, just email me again or ask for that Google Hangout and we'll make it work. I'm learning too about Google Classroom. I've never used it. I've never done any of this really, just like you. So I'm learning about how you can submit things for assignments and things like that as we go. So just give me a little time to figure it out more as you take more time for you and your parents to figure it out more too, okay? And I'd say in about a week we'll all kind of have it figured out and we'll be pretty good. All right, so good luck in all of this, guys. I know it's crazy to be home and doing school from home, but we're gonna get through it. We're gonna make it work, and as your teachers, we're all here to answer your questions. So don't stop from asking. If you feel embarrassed or something, don't, because it might be a silly question, but I have a lot of silly questions about how this stuff's working too. So we're gonna figure it out, and I will talk to you all later.